Oh, I don't know if this is working out. I mean, VidCon was great this year, but I'm in this existential crisis. And mostly that's because I somehow found myself into the Patreon after party, but that's a story for another day. So one of the things that I pride myself in doing, at least that I think I'm good at, is that I am as honest as I possibly can be on this channel. I've discussed things like my sexuality, I've discussed things like my fears, and I want to sit down once again and talk to you, my great viewers, about things that I'm really struggling with. And I'm a bit fearful to do it for this specific topic because I don't know if it's just going to come across as if I'm whining or complaining about kind of ridiculous things. But the more that it kind of crunches around in my old brain noggin, I realize that it might not be the most important thing in the world, but it is important to me. And this has to do with online video, my channel, and everything that's wrapped up with that. Hang on, I have to do some quick math first. Yeah, okay, so I currently have 0.00156% of the total subscribers that PewDiePie has. Now granted, that's a terrible thing to compare. That is very much apples and oranges. I'm not doing the PewDiePie thing, and PewDiePie is not trying to do the Kyle Marshall thing. But the fact remains is that I don't have a lot of people watching this. I am beyond thankful for the 874 people who have decided to click on that subscribe button. I'm pretty sure that at least 20% of you aren't bots. But my channel specifically runs into this weird issue where even though my subscribers are going up, the actual people who watch my videos, the actual number of views that I get, has been pretty stagnant for about 2 years. Sure, there's the occasional video that'll get a couple hundred or even sometimes up to 1,000 views, but those are very few and far between. And it wasn't until this past week where I got to attend my 8th VidCon that things started to really fall into place and the universe started talking to me. Well, I mean, not literally, but I do sometimes imagine that Morgan Freeman-like narration is talking about my life. I waddle like a penguin, is what I'm trying to say. This year specifically at the conference, there was a few different panels that mentioned pivoting and knowing when to pivot your content. And this is not saying that, hey, I'm a beauty vlogger and now all of a sudden I'm playing video games. It's more like I'm doing this thing really, really well, so if I just slightly change presentation or if I slightly change topics that I like to talk about, then I can see myself grow. And this is the sort of thing that a lot of YouTubers don't really like to get into because it's kind of the gross side of YouTube. If you are just doing this for fun, then who cares, right? For someone like myself who would like to try and grow this out to be, if not a full-time job, at least a part-time job, then you do have to take a look at numbers, you do have to take a look at revenue, you do have to look at engagement in a very different way than a lot of other people who use this site do. This very terrible grammar. Maybe you should subscribe to a grammar channel, Kyle. I don't know. To be perfectly frank, there's a bunch of different video ideas that I have for the next few months. I still really want to do those and explore the different types of filmmaking that I want to accomplish. But at the end of the day, people just are not finding my channel interesting or cool, which is kind of par for the course in my life. It's not like I've ever been considered the neat person or the guy that everyone wants to talk to. I've always been that wallflower on the edges, kind of looking into the more popular groups, but I like to be included sometimes. And now I'm just having really terrible flashbacks to school dances again and just not a great time. Not a great time in my life. I love creating things, and I look at my city of Calgary and I can see that there is a need and there is a want for collaboration, for creation, for bigger productions to be happening in the city, for Calgary to be considered in the same breath as a Toronto, as a Vancouver, as a London, as a New York, as a Los Angeles. I know it, I can feel it in my bones that we have the talent here, we have the greatness here. We just have to realize it. In many ways, I think that my strengths have always lied behind the camera. I still enjoy being in front of it. I like being a presenter. I like showcasing my life. In many ways, I like trying to crack jokes that nobody really finds funny except for me. I like doing that stuff, but I also want to see myself growing into being like a producer, a writer, a mentor, a person who can find talent and lift them up to find the audience that they were always meant to find. The flip side of that is that I'm terrible at marketing myself. I don't often do the things that a lot of YouTubers do to grow their channels. I don't go and find like different blogs or subreddits that would find my content interesting. I don't email different groups or blogs to kind of check out this content that I'm creating. I don't try and form those key partnerships or do cool collaborations, although I've been doing a little bit better in that department here in the last couple months. All of this is to say that you should expect over the next year a big difference happening on this channel specifically, where as I start to pivot my channel into something maybe a little bit different, whether that's going to be still vlogs, more documentaries. I, again, haven't really truly figured out exactly what that push is going to look like, but it's not going to be the same as this. It's going to be a little bit different. I'm just hoping that those people who did click on that subscribe button 874 times can find it in themselves to stick around. Let me know your thoughts though down in the comments below. I would love to hear your feedback. My name is Kyle if you're new to this channel. I upload videos currently every Monday and Thursday. Also down in the comments, if you have questions about VidCon, let me know. And then very quickly, again, because I'm terrible at marketing myself, share, comment, like, subscribe, whatever. Do whatever you need to do to get by in the day. We all have things to deal with and I get it.